Well, welcome all of you AUCHU members. I am Angela Fafali Nyarko. I am the owner and director of AUCHU, which stands for A United Community of Homeschoolers Unlimited. I have been in this position and owning this Option 3 association for 10 years. 2025 will be 11 years. I've been serving the families of South Carolina and their homeschooling journey, giving legal homeschool status, okay? For those of you who don't know, I will tell you more about myself as we get into the slide presentation, so I won't double talk. I am very respectful of our time. So while we'll start at 4, and it is now 4, this workshop should last only about 30 minutes, okay? And then our last 30 minutes will be any question and answer or support. It'll be like a support group, a virtual support group where you can ask about anything. If at that time we get to our support group time and you ask questions that are just really pertinent to your journey, and it may take a long time to talk about that, I may just direct you to say, hey, let's get on the phone and have a conversation. So it won't be like a coaching session. But if you just have questions, you want to find out other things from your other peers, that'll be the time. And then also you can type in the chat box. You know, if you have a question, things you want to know or have covered, feel free to add it into the chat box. I will look at it from time to time, okay? Let's see, anything else I want to say? Yeah, keep yourselves on mute if you can, just in case a child comes through and is screaming. It won't be on the recording, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. It's been a while, so let me get my bearings on this equipment. I want to put my slide presentation up. I need to find it. It's been a while since I've done, well, just last year, but let me see what I did with this. Okay, give me one moment and let me get my slide presentation back up. Here it is. Nope, that's not it. Is that it? Yes, here it is. I need to change the title of that because that is not the title. That confused me. Okay, give me a one minute. And let me change the title. Okay, all right, great. Here we are. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. So if you're on your phone, everything I put on the screen, I'm going to say, and I did that on purpose, just in case anyone was on their phones, okay? As families come in, I will maybe have to pause. Let me put my phone on mute. Pause and just let them into our session, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and present. There we go, present down there. Okay, can everyone see this screen? Give me thumbs up or shake your head or something. Okay, great. Thank you, Joe, for your thumbs up. Okay, so this month's topic is homeschool freedom and parental rights. What families need to know about homeschooling under option 3 in South Carolina. This is our October 2024 workshop. And as I mentioned, each month we have a different topic as far as a workshop, okay? All right, so here's how we're going. This is the outline. This should last about 30 minutes. And then the last 30 minutes will be our monthly support group, which I call virtual mastermind meeting, okay? Homeschool virtual mastermind meeting. So we'll start off with some, again, with some introductions in just a moment. I'll go over our objective, explain, what is option 3 and what it is not. Parental rights and freedoms under option 3. Practical guidance. We'll talk about record keeping. For a moment, that looked like I spelled it wrong. Building a strong homeschool routine would be number 6. Our number 7 point would be resources and support for homeschooling. We'll have a Q&A again at any time. Please type your questions in the chat box and I will respond to those. And then number 9, we'll do some final takeaways and you'll have my contact information just in case you don't, okay? All right, so here's my family. This is my brood. Who I am, as I mentioned, I'm Angela Fafali Nyarko. I'm the owner and director and administrator of this Option 3 Homeschool Association. We are in our 10th year, okay? I have a small skeleton of support, a special needs liaison or consultant, homeschool coaching. I have some online teachers. I have a remote administrative assistant as needed when it gets to those busy years, busy months of the year. And there was one other thing, and some curriculum creators who are homeschoolers. Okay. But here are I have 8 children. I have 2 groups. My older group here to your right, who's in the purple, Annika, 28. She's on your left side. And then my son on the bottom, he is 26. My one at the top, Noelani, number 3, she's 24. And then the one to the right, she is Takoa, and she is 20. I started homeschooling with Annika, the one in the purple box to your left, when she was 4. So I've been homeschooling 28 years. Okay, I graduated all 4 of those. Now the ones in the yellow box, this is my second group. We decided to start over, and we adopted our younger 4. So we have Mario in the pink shirt. He is 17. I have to thank you all. And then we have twins on to your left, boy and girl twin, Ephraim and Tirza. They're both 15. And then our baby Benjamin here in the white shirt. So that's my group, still homeschooling, still going strong as I can. Okay, it's been a long time, 28 years. All right, so let's talk about our objective, okay? So the objective here is to equip new homeschooling families of AUCHU with a clear understanding of their rights and responsibilities under South Carolina's Option 3 law, offering practical guidance on legal requirements. Let me let this person in. There we go. Legal requirements, educational freedoms, and record keeping. Now, you, of course, may know some of this information, but it is nothing like having it go over and over in your brain so you can know. And the reason for that is also when you're with other homeschooling families, a lot of times people say things that's not right, and you can combat that and say, no, but I don't think Option 3 says that. Okay, oh, let's go to the next screen. Okay, also, by the end of this workshop, AUCHU members will feel confident in starting and continuing their homeschooling journey, understand the importance of building a consistent routine, and be informed of valuable resources and support networks to help them succeed. Okay, so let's get started. So what is Option 3? All right, Option 3 is one of 3 legal homeschooling pathways in South Carolina. Now, you have Option 1, which is your public school, where they're schooling in the home, but connected to Connections Academy or K-12, if you ever wondered what that was. Option 2, when homeschooling first became legal in the state, everyone in the 80s went under Option 2. They still exist today. This organization is called SCAIS for short. South Carolina Association of Independent Homeschoolers, okay? And both of those, Option 1 and 2, have a little bit more stricter requirements than Option 3. So just cut to the chase, let me just let you know, Option 3 is a lot freer, and we'll talk about that than Option 1 and 2. Okay, Option 3 allows parents or legal guardian with a high school diploma or GED freedom to manage their child's education as long as they follow the requirements of the Option 3 law. All right. Key requirements under Option 3 law. Here it is. You have to be enrolled or join an Option 3 association like us, AUCHU, that has 50 members or more. We have right at 400, okay, all over the state. You have to agree to teaching 180 instructional days per calendar year. What does that mean? Calendar year is important because if you start June 20th, 2024, for example, then you have until June 20th, 2025 to reach 180 days. That gives you a lot of freedom to plan your schedule. Plan your schedule, organize your time. Do you want to take time off? Do you want to school 4 days a week, 3 days a week? Do you want to school 7 days a week? Do you want to do school for 3 weeks and stop for a week, and 3 weeks and stop for a week? I did that for a time. And so you have the freedom to create that schedule. All right. So keeping basic academic records, which includes attendance, lesson plans, progress assessments, and samples of student work. I will break that down right now, okay? Key requirements under option 3. All right. School in the 5 main subjects. You have to school in math, science, social studies, reading, and writing. When you have students who are 7th to 12th grade, the reading and writing changes to a literature and composition focus. When you have students 7th to 12th grade, the focus changes from just reading and writing to now literature and composition. Okay. All right. So anything else you would like to add to this list, you can, but at least those subjects. The law does not say you have to school in them every day, but it does say you have to school in them in your schooling year. Okay. At any time, questions, put it in the chat box. All right. So parental rights and freedoms under option 3. So under option 3, parents have the freedom to design a curriculum tailored to their child's unique learning style and goals. Okay. What does that look like? If you have children who need accommodations, maybe to slow down their learning, a special curriculum that's needed for them, then so be it. If you have specific goals or your children have goals, depending on their age, of what it is that they want to do in their life journey, then you can ensure those subjects are included. For me, it is important that my kids know a lot about business, which is basically basic life skills, real estate, investing, banking, how money works. Those are not normal subjects you have, but to me, I needed them to know that very well. So you can include whatever subjects you like. So unlike traditional schooling, there's no required testing or mandated curriculum, okay? You don't have to get your resource approved by me, okay? I don't approve it. I may give suggestions and ideas, but I don't have to approve it. Under option 2 and under option 1, your curriculum or resources have to be approved. Option 3, it does not. So choose and use resources you desire. Some other parental rights and freedoms. So here's a key freedom, as I mentioned, curriculum choice. Choose resources that align with your family's values and your child's needs, okay? Flexibility schedule. Structure your school days in a way that works for you. When my kids were younger, we didn't have school 5 days a week. We had school 4 days a week. And Friday was always a field trip day or outing, or I just needed to clean my house because I was having babies and had toddlers, little ones all around all the time. So our life looked different in schooling then. So be flexible. And then at times when I was either pregnant or nursing or something like that, we didn't have school in the early mornings. We started after lunchtime. Okay. A question: with unschooling, how do you suggest record keeping? I have been keeping a log of what we do. Okay, so hold on to that. At the end, I will answer that. Okay, but I want to let you know I see it. Okay, so you have that flexibility of your schedule, what works for you and your lifestyle. Okay. Okay, other freedoms. Personalized teaching. Adapt your teaching approach as your child needs change, okay? As they change, adapt, all right? Maybe right now as younger children, if you have younger children, curriculum and using books are great, or maybe it's not. Maybe they learn better by looking at TV, YouTube, or, videos and things like that. Or maybe you are working a job part-time or full-time and you're not able to sit with your student. Then use online resources or an auntie or an uncle for help, okay? You get to choose and you get to personalize your child's teaching. If you're faith-based, find resources that agree with your faith. If you're not, then don't use those. So it's important to note, okay? While option 3 offers flexibility, it is essential to stay committed to meeting the requirements, okay? That's the point I want to make, okay? So the first part of the law are the things that you are required. Let's do a quick recap, all right? You have to be the parent or legal guardian with a GED, high school diploma or higher, number 1. 2, you have to join an option 3 accountability association to have legal status. If you don't, and if you know anyone who's homeschooling and not part of an association, they are not legal and they can be in trouble, okay? Meaning their child is not in school and they don't have legal status, they are considered truant. And that is a serious situation to be in. Number 3, you have to agree to school 180 days in your schooling year, okay? 180 days. You have the freedom to create that schedule, all right? And then number 4, you have to school in the 5 main subjects. You have to: math, science, social studies, reading, and writing. 7th to 12th grade, it changes from reading and writing to literature and composition. Those are musts you have to do, okay? All right, any questions? Put it in the chat box and we'll talk about it. Okay. Now let's talk about the record keeping. The record keeping is the second part of the law. Okay. All right. Here are the some practical guidance as far as record keeping. Though you have flexibility, make sure that's not someone. Yep, someone comes in. Okay. All right. Though you have flexibility under option 3, South Carolina requires a few basic records to be maintained by the parent or legal guardian. These are not optional. I want to stress, it's not optional. You just never know when you may be audited. You just never know if you may have to go back to public school. And what else is another situation? You just never know if a court case comes up and requires for them to see your record keeping and you don't have it. I have a situation right now where DSS is involved with a family and they don't have records. I don't have your records. I can't give anyone anything because I don't have all of you all's records. It's many of you. I don't have it. The law says that you have to maintain it, okay? All right. So first thing, a daily journal. I didn't spell that right, journal, or record keeping, okay? You have to. These are have tos. These are not optional. So you have to maintain a daily journal or record keeping. Basically, that's for each child, okay, for each subject. So it's a brief overview of what you have taught for the day or what activities the student was involved in. If you didn't teach, that's fine. If they had online, if they went to co-op, if they went to something, you have to jot that down in the journal. What did they do for the day? And what involvement of activities that they have, meaning museum, ballet, because that's also, you can get that a course and a grade, violin lessons, etc. Okay. Number 2, record keeping is maintain a progress report. The option 3 law says it has to be a biannual progress report. Everyone say that in their head, biannual. That means twice a year. The law doesn't say specific time when. It just says biannual, twice a year. But as your administrator and director, I will encourage you to complete your biannual progress reports once you reach 90 days of homeschooling and once you reach 180 days of homeschooling. Those are good memory points. We've reached 90 days. Oh, let me do a progress report. And the progress report is just basically indicating how well the student did. Let me go back. How well did they do in each subject? Okay. If they did well, then what will you do? We'll continue forward in their subject of math. We will skip to the next grade level in reading, whatever the case may be. If there's any challenges, indicate the challenges and then indicate what will you do. Okay, I will have a tutor. We will review that subject. We will go back, if the child is in 5th grade, we will go back to 2nd grade math and go through to ensure all holes of their learning has been filled in. Okay, so indicate what the problem, the challenge is, and then what will you do to remedy it. Okay, number 3. Oh, no, it went backwards. Okay, hold on. Let me go the other way. There we go. Next, number 3 requirement. It is required by Option 3 law that you maintain a portfolio. Maintain a portfolio. A portfolio is keeping samples of their best work from each subject or even a completed project. You can put those in a 3-ring binder, a manila folder, and an envelope. Some people keep them digitally. Some people keep them by pictures. If you're unschooling, my friend has a wonderful app she created. She's out of Georgia. She's the unschooling guru. Her name is Akila or Karima Green. You can look her up on Facebook, but she's out of Georgia. She created an app where you can keep your record keeping for unschoolers, because everything is a learning experience. So you take a picture, you save it, it goes into your file or your app for that day, and it's like a journal. Okay, so a portfolio, maintain that, their best work. Okay. Next, daily attendance, number 4. You are required to keep attendance. Okay, simply track the days you've completed school. You can, however you want to do that. So you can know when you've reached the goal of completing your schooling year. 180 days is the goal. Once you reach 180 days, you've completed your homeschool year. Yay! And even if that's in January, you know, maybe you started in, it's possible, September, you finished in January. It is truly possible if you school every day to reach 180 days. So January 10th, you reach that 180th day. Then January 11th, you can start your next homeschool year. Start counting to your next 180 days, okay? Now, just to be clear, your homeschool year is different than your membership year, okay? Homeschool year, everyone has, they start different days, a different time of the year, and they reach 180 days at different times. Everyone does, okay? But your membership year will always expire July 31st, okay? So just make sure you maintain your legal status. Do not let July 31st come by and you have not renewed and you just keep going on and you're homeschooling all through the summer and you forget to renew. None of those days that you are homeschooling will count. I can't legally say they can count, okay, because you haven't been legal. Homeschool year, membership year, 2 different years. I mean, 2 different schedules, okay? So here's some tips for your record keeping. Use a planner. Use a digital tool or folder system, whatever keeps things organized for you. Or I have actually authored quite a few record keeping resources. They are on Amazon and they are on our homeschool website, okay? So they will help you. I have 2. I have a journal, which is just to help you with your 4 aspects of your record keeping. And then I have a planner, a homeschool planner, which helps you with your whole life, planning every aspect of your life, to grocery keeping, to exercise, to YouTube, everything in your life, everything I could think of is there, It's on the website, or you can look for me on Amazon. Okay. Next, save everything in one place to make record keeping a breeze. Save it all in one place. Use a 3-ring binder if you like, a plastic bin, or like I said, my record keeping journals. Those are available. How long do you keep those? The law doesn't say how long to keep this record keeping stuff. It doesn't. So the rule of thumb is 3 to 5 years. You can choose, okay? 3 to 5 years. When they're in high school level, keep all of their high school stuff, because just in case they go to college, the college may ask to see some work, okay? But in their younger years, 3 to 5 years is plenty. For me, for 8 children, I kept all their work from 4 years old until they graduated. And once they graduate, I asked them, do you want to keep this stuff? My older 4 has all said no. It broke my heart to throw away the kindergarten books, but I did. So, there you go. So extra requirements of membership. This is extra. This is not the law. This is a requirement of membership. You have to complete a 90-day and 180-day attendance record, okay? Or I call it an attendance card. This information, or this link to this attendance card, can be found on page 2 of your membership package. So once you reach 90 days, you go to the link, you click on that link, and you complete it. When did you start your first day of homeschooling? When did you reach your 90th day of homeschooling? What child are we talking about, or children? You can put all your children on that one page, and then hit submit. Sign your name, submit. Once you reach your 180th day, you do the same thing. You go back to the same link that is on page 2 of your membership package. Now you indicate your 91st day of homeschooling and your 180th day you reach of homeschooling. Put your child or all children, if they're on the same attendance schedule, and submit it. Okay, that is a requirement for membership. You will appreciate I asked for that when someone is asking you for proof of your children's attendance. I can back you up and say, this is what I have. Okay. Next, number 6, building a strong homeschool routine. To thrive as a homeschool family, it helps to set a strong routine. Now, let me let you know, I understand everyone is not very organized, even as homeschoolers, and that's fine. We have all different personalities. But if you're not good at keeping a strong routine, at least have an idea of what the day will look like. Okay, today we're going to talk about math and we're going to do science, and that's it. At least have an idea. So let's look at how. Set a consistent schedule. Whether it's a traditional schedule or if it's flexible, just create a predictable rhythm, okay? This will help you and your children have an idea of what's about to happen at this time of the day, okay? That's a traditional schedule. If you're very flexible, like I had to be with, or you may have to be with little ones, nursing babies, toddlers, routine schedules, caring for parents, illnesses, whatever, be flexible, give yourself grace, okay? Incorporate breaks. Kids and parents benefit from regular breaks. Give breaks in your day where you just have breaks and go out and smell some fresh air. Let the kids run around in the house. My son, when he's 26 now, when he was little, about 5, 6, 7, he was a live wire, full of energy. We literally had to stop. One, give Jordan time to either jump on the trampoline. We had a little exercise trampoline in the house just to jump, get the energy out of his body. Or he could run as fast as he could in the house and be Sonic. Sonic was big at that time of his life. So Sonic Hedgehog, he had to run fast as he could, just to get out energy. Balance core and creative learning. So there's time for it all, okay? So allow time for hands-on projects, field trips, and creative subjects, okay? And some unschooling days. Unschooling days are great where you just allow the child to follow their interests for that day, okay? Incorporate it all. I just want to encourage you all that homeschooling is not just about getting through some books and some subjects, okay? That's what the schooling system has taught us. It's more than that. It's also about helping our children to love learning. So that may be involve your creativity to help that happen, okay? Self-care for parents. Please, please, please build in time for your well-being. I can't stress that enough. I didn't find this out until a bit halfway through my homeschool journey with my children. Once I was nearing burnout, and I was in burnout, total burnout. We stopped everything and shut it down, and I had to reevaluate what made sense. Our house was a mess. I had to hire a cleaner to clean it because we were so busy. We were just too busy. It was ridiculous. And I just looked a mess. So self-care is important. Build that in for yourself. Time to walk, time to color, time to paint. I even took up coloring for a period of time. Whatever it needs to do for your mental health too, as a homeschool parent. A strong routine helps your child know what to expect and helps you stay organized, okay? All right. Next, resources and support for homeschooling. There are fantastic resources available to make homeschooling easier and more enjoyable. So, how about your curriculums? Is your curriculum working out for you? Are you liking it? Are your children liking it? Or is it drudgery? All curriculums are not created equal. You may start off with one and then in a few months get to another, and then in another 4 months, try a different something. And if you need some ideas, I have a list of some to consider if you need these ideas. I have a library full of curriculum because from year to year, from child to child, from subject to subject, our interests and likes change, and that's fine. Homeschool co-ops and groups. Connect with co-ops, if that works for you. These are resources and supports we're talking about. You don't have to go at it alone, especially if you have a single child or just a few children in your home. Look out for ways to get connected, okay? Co-ops are beautiful. And if you need some help with that, I have a limited knowledge of them in the upstate and a few in the, Columbia, Charleston, I think, area. Okay, so online tools and apps include educational apps, online courses, and teaching resources are everywhere. You don't have to do it all, meaning you standing at the front of your child, give them instructions from this subject and this subject and that subject. If you're doing that, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying you don't have to feel like you alone have to do all the subjects. My philosophy is to work myself out of this homeschooling job with each child as they get older. By the time they're high school, I don't want to be teaching them really nothing. I'm trying to think, there's nothing I want to teach them in high school. I want them to be self-learners by that time. So we start taking away some of those responsibilities of the parent of teaching and put it on them or other resources. Helpful tip: seek out veteran homeschooling families for advice in our Discord. I wrote Discord, but that should be Discord group. So we have a Discord group. If you need some help, some suggestions, some ideas, or whatever the case may be, look for veteran homeschoolers that can give you some insights, okay? They've been where you are and have tips for success, I am sure. Even myself, reach out to me, ask me. So let's go to some Q&A. That's our workshop. Let's go. So questions. I'm going to open it up for questions. You can mute yourself. The one question that someone had, let's see if I can get to that. Yep, here it is. Okay, with unschooling, how do you suggest record keeping? I have been keeping a log of what we do. Yeah, so with unschooling, the unique thing about that is just consider what it is that you all have been doing for the day and what subject does it fall under. And then in your journal, you can write it down the way, exactly what you all did. And the importance of putting it under a subject allows you to group all the math things together, all the science things you did together, etc., and be able to give a grade if you do grades, or at least know this is all that we learned in math for this year. And this is all we learned in science for the year. With unschooling, we don't do it linear. It's not, let me see my finger, linear. It's not linear learning. It's like this. It's all over the place and unschooling, but it's so fun because you don't keep your child in a box. All right, Ashley asked for first grade, and I'm going to read this, but if you have questions, unmute yourself and you can just talk, okay? All right, let me go back up. Oh,
We're done with that one. I have a question.
Okay, all right, Brittany. So for first grade, is science and social studies a mandatory part of their learning curriculum? And does it matter how often we teach those subjects if it is? So Ashley, yes. The question answer is yes. Science and social studies is a mandatory part of all students' curriculum, okay? The law says you must teach in math, science, social studies, reading and writing. In 7th to 12th grade, it's literature and composition, okay? So you have to. Now, does it matter how often we teach those subjects? No, okay? So that's the cool thing. You have to teach these subjects within your year, but how much of it you teach is up to you, especially in first grade. So for me at that age, we did social studies 1 day a week. We're learning community helpers. We're learning about the government. We're learning about geography. We're learning about their place in the world. We're learning. So that's social studies. It covers a lot. Social studies cover a lot. So I want you to Google what subjects can be taught under social studies. It's not just history. It's so much more. And then for science, the same thing. I did science 1 day a week when they were elementary age. As they got older, we did by semester, social studies or whatever the case may be, depending on the subject, but we would do it for a semester. And then the next semester, we would switch from social studies and we would do science. Okay, why? Be quite honest with you, I've been homeschooling for 28 years. I get bored with the same things. So I have to change it up. I don't want to do social studies for the whole year. Oh my goodness. It's not my favorite subject. And so that was the other thing. Same thing with science. Okay. So Ashley says not to be rude. Hold on, Ashley, not to be
She
rude.
misunderstood my laughter, but I'm gonna put laughter in after you made the statement that unschooling is all over the place.
Oh, okay, okay, no problem. And then the next question, Brittany, then I'll let you go. I was responding to what okay, got it. Okay. All right, Brittany, what's your question?
Can we schedule like a 5-minute thing with you to kind of show you what we're doing with all this and just make sure we don't need to make any changes?
Yeah, you can. I haven't had any families to do that, but you absolutely can do that. So you can always
Yes.
schedule 15-minute chats with me. If you want that chat to be a Zoom video call, if that's needed, or we can just talk by phone, you can always do that. 15-minute chat schedules, yes. But
I have everything written down,
go
like
ahead.
per child, per day, and everything written down in a notebook. They each have their own binder and everything
Yeah,
for
you
all
probably
that. And
don't
I'm
need
pretty sure I've got all of it.
if
But
you have all
just
of
for
that,
mine,
you probably don't need me. Only time you need me is when, honestly, only time you really need me or is when you're not doing anything and you just cannot get started. But if you're
okay.
doing those 5 subjects and you are
Mhm.
maintaining records, you are fine. I promise you. Okay.
Awesome.
You have the freedom to use whatever subject, so you're fine. Any resources, you're not any subject, excuse me. You have the freedom to use any resources. So if you're using some resources or you're creating your own or even using the library or YouTube, using something to educate your child. If you're using a stick in the mud, that's still schooling. That was a slogan we had in classical learning. You should really only have to use a stick and mud to teach your child. Anything else is extra. That means it's that simple. Okay,
I
any
love
other
it.
questions? Yeah. Other questions, you can type it in the chat box or unmute yourself. Let's dive into our question and answer. If you have any questions about the option 3 law or anything. So we'll dive now into our monthly virtual mastermind meeting. So I open it up to all questions, comments, etc.
This is Shantae again. I have another question.
Yes,
You and I talked about this one over a text message. So I'm teaching more of a summer method, and I found a co-op in Columbia, and I'm
Okay.
driving at, but that was really far away. Is there nothing in this upstate like that?
Yeah, there are. You're in the upstate area, Shantae.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
plenty. There's at least 3 or 4 I know of for sure. Those are, I can type them in the chat box. And Spartanburg, we were a part of one called Stars. There's a Stars co-op. There's another one
Okay.
in Spartanburg too. In I want to say Greenville, but it's not Greenville. Yeah, but Greenville, there's RDO's Academy. That's great. There's one in Greer, and that,
Adios Academy.
yeah. The other one, I'm typing in the chat box too. The one in Greer is skipping me my brain. If someone else knows the one that's in Greer, there's one that's called UCH, not MC, UHC, there it is, which stands for Upstate Upstate Homeschool Co-op. That simple.
Yes, and I
Um,
just joined that.
you just joined it, uh-huh. And
Mhm.
then the other one that's in Greer, oh, I can't think of it. I'm gonna post those. There's another one that's in Greer that we had considered going to, but for me, co-ops just became a little bit too much when I got to having 6 children. I no, yeah, no, 5 children, 5. And I was like, that's too much. I actually started a co-op. I want to encourage you all, if you don't have a co-op around your area, start one. If you create it, they will come. Mine was a STEAM focus: science, technology, engineering, arts, mathematics. I started off with 100 and something students. You don't have to go that big, but I think people knew me, and so everyone wanted to come to Angela's co-op. Excuse me. So start a co-op. You don't have to have special credentials. You just need to find a mom, some other mom and dads who's willing to, I wouldn't say a mom, but parents, and just start it. Just create what you want. We had a dad who did mechanics. Excuse me. We had a homeschool dad who, and he taught the kids how to change brakes, fix windows, change spark plugs, change oil. We had a dad who came in and he taught carpentry, or was it plumbing? I can't remember. I think it was carpentry. No, I can't both. Maybe. So you see, you just create what it is that you wanted. We had a special needs component to it, where a lot of the families who had special needs and their children were welcomed at co-ops, they could come to our co-op. We had special buddies department, a special buddies who work with each of the children who had special needs. I taught Spanish. We had someone else who taught civics. I mean, so it just grew. Parents who had a gifting, they came and shared their gift and knowledge, and we had a full co-op. Okay, more questions?
I was gonna make a comment. The Upstate Homeschool Co-op is currently on a wait list right now. So
Mhm.
you're allowed to do stuff with them and they'll let you in, but for their main stuff right now, it's waitlisted.
Okay,
Thank you.
yep. Other questions or comments about this or anything? I'm going to,
I do have one more thing, and this should be it for me. Can
oh,
we
you're
get a
fine.
copy of your presentation?
Yeah, I'm going to send it. It's going to be recorded. I mean, it is recorded, so it will be emailed out to everyone in newsletter format. So you'll have access to see it. Yep.
Thank
You're welcome. Oops. Okay, so final takeaways and contact information. Oh, I see a question. One moment. How would you know if you get audited? Good question. Being audited usually happens, that I've seen so far in my almost 11 years. Being audited usually happens when DSS has to come in for whatever reason. Okay. I right now have 2 families are in DSS situations. And auditing can happen just out of the blue. You're just going on your regular fun homeschool day, and some neighbor or mail carrier or grass cutter or whatever hear your children or see your children out playing in the middle of a school day, an ordinary school day, and say, ah, why are these kids not in school? And then there they make a call. And then their DSS has to come and do the investigation because a call was made. Okay, something simple as that. So when you're out and about, make sure you have your membership cards. Your membership cards. All of you have received it in your membership package. And then you can show them, I am a homeschool parent. And that's why my children are with me in Whole Foods at 10 o'clock in the day. Okay. Or this is why we're out skating when all the kids are. This is why we're at the museum when all the kids are at school, because we homeschool. Everyone are not favorable to homeschoolers. And so they may call just because. So that's one reason to get audited. I have had divorce situations and it goes to court, and then one says one thing and then the DSS, usually auditing involves something with DSS or being truant from public school. And you're only truant from public school if you did not take your membership letter to the school to let them know you are officially homeschooling. Then they can consider you truant, and at any time they could call DSS. Other reasons would be if the child has special needs or some learning challenge, and they had I think in school, I don't even remember, 501 plan they call it, or is that homeschool? I always get for confused. But anyway, and now all of a sudden the school says, wait a minute, this student who had special needs is no longer here and being homeschooled. I'm sure that parent is not doing a good job. Let's call DSS. Something like that. So simple. Okay. So final takeaways. Thanks for joining this part of our workshop. We still have some more time to finish up. This workshop was on homeschool freedom and parental rights. What families need to know about homeschooling under option 3 in South Carolina. Once I send out this recording, you can send it to your friends who may be interested in homeschooling and let them know about these things. So I want you all to stay encouraged along the journey. Most of you are new to homeschooling. Please give yourself lots of grace, okay? You don't start off your first year just like, I got this down packed. Some people do, but even I did not. It gets better each year as you go. You learn things, you become better at things, and you get less, I want to use the word anal because I can't think of another word, but you get less anal about other things, okay? So give yourself so much grace and always reach out to me or us at any time with any questions. Send a text or set up a phone call, okay? Oh, we got another family coming. Okay. All right, so that's it. Okay, so
Thank you for your time.
you're welcome. You're welcome. If you have more questions, please share them in the chat. Anything regarding to what I spoke about so far, or anything at all about your homeschooling. You want to ask your fellow peers, homeschooling peers, any questions, please feel free to do that. This is your time now. So we have, it's 4:48. I respect your time. We do this for exactly an hour. Any other questions, comments, suggestions, thoughts, concerns, celebrations, victories that you all want to share? Let's see. Here's a question from Brittany. Do we turn our report cards into you or keep them for our records? Good job. Good question. So if you're talking about progress reports or report cards, I'm not sure. Progress reports, keep for your records. If you do your own report card, again, you would keep for your records. With your membership comes report card completion and transcript completions. Brittany said progress reports. Yeah. So you keep them all for your records. All the record keeping is for your records. The only thing I ask of you is that you complete the 90-day and 180-day attendance card. Again, that's on page 2 of your membership package. Okay. How do you come up with a report card? So the report cards, again, you as the home educator can create and do your own report card. But with your membership, no additional charge is completing the report cards for you. So our deadline is June 15th of every year. So report card, as long as you complete the report card form before June 15th, we'll get a report card done for you. Official report card from AUCHU, signature and signed from us. If you need a transcript complete, again, that's part of your membership fee too. We complete your transcript from the time that your student starts taking high school courses, or which we also call college prep courses. Then we can start a transcript for them. We would maintain their GPA. If they're 9th grade to 12th grade, their transcript will be ranked based on their GPA with their peers, other students in their grade level here at AUCHU. You also, as the home educator, can complete your own child's transcript. It's not required that we do it, but as a service, we would do it and maintain it. Okay. You just never know when someone's doing a traveling basketball team, right, Toria? And you need a transcript. Then we can complete that. Or if they're going to be doing dual enrollment, you got your transcripts, okay? Or I have students literally who come back to me 8 years later, 10 years later, and they need their transcript. Now, Ms. Nyarko, I am going to college now. I wasn't going to go to college, but now I am. Can I get a copy of my transcript? Because my mom and dad don't know where it is. 8 years later. And I'm like, sure, I keep record of it. Okay. Okay. Any more questions? Okay, so let's hear, how's everyone doing? Any shout outs? Any success stories? Any pull your hair out moments you want to share? Just let's take a few moments for each one, whoever wants to share, to do that. Go ahead.
I'd like to share. So we started homeschooling this year, and I was really nervous about it. But I will tell you, at the end of the first week, I wrote it on our daily planner because I like to take notes about things that we're doing so that when we go back and look, we can go, oh, we did this one then. Da, 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 da. I wrote on our first week that my husband and I had no more fears at the end of day 5.
Oh,
all
good.
of our fears. And when we initially came in, my children were not even their grade level. And now we are at grade level, and we are on day 46.
Great. Awesome. Very good. Very good. Very good. Well done. Yay.
I'm
Good.
very proud.
Well done. Well done. And you know what? Someone said that's awesome. Yes. So, the other thing is mentioning grade level. I just want to encourage you all. Yes, grade level is great, but don't get so caught up in grade level. Just have fun with loving to learn. Unless you plan to go back to public school, just don't let grade level be your driving mission. Just let them love learning. Just love learning everything, right?
I do, and my kindergartner is doing stuff that his older brothers do, and I love it for him. He gets it, he understands it, I love it.
Yes, don't limit them to a grade. I guess that's the point. So 3rd graders do this stuff, and so that's all they do. But I tell you, my 13-year-old, he's doing all the things that the older kids are doing, and he doesn't even know what grade I don't know what grade he is, but I do know, that sounds funny. I don't know what grade he is, but I don't focus on the grade. I just kind of know he's this age, and around this age, my kids are done, because by this time we've completed all the things. Okay, they're going to graduate. But up until then, it's just loving to learn and just make sure they understand, the basic things that they need to know. So that will give you some, hopefully, if you don't have to keep the pressure of grade information. Anything else? Yes, Nefertari.
Nefertari.
Sorry, Nefertari. I was so close. Sorry.
How are you, Angela?
I'm doing well. I hope you're okay.
I am. Thank you. So I just
Good.
wanted to kind of like piggyback off of Brittany, if you would, or just share.
Yeah.
My daughter, according to the school and her date of birth, she would be in second grade. But I've decided not to focus on grades and just kind of homeschool her based on what she appears to be interested in. So
Okay.
she was interested in her times tables. And so we learned the timetables up to 9. But at the same time, our curriculum is adding double digits and carrying over the number. So, I say that just to say, like, I'm in no rush. As long as she's learning something 4 to 5 times a day, 2 to 3 hours, within those days, I'm good. So I just wanted to share that specifically with everyone for encouragement, but with Brittany in general.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I love it. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful,
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Mm-hmm. So my newbies, I don't know. I think all of you almost are newbies, but I want to hear from you also. Let's see, if you are not testing per se, but ensuring that they understand the concepts, do you think it will hinder them when they go to college, trying to reduce anxiety in testing? Like meaning the student taking tests? Is that what you mean, Toria? Yes, like students taking tests, and you want to relieve the pressure of anxiety for them. So
Correct.
everyone can share. Everyone can share differently because we all would do it different. For me, we didn't focus on testing. Only tests that we focused on when they were in grammar school was spelling tests. And here are the words. I want you to study and give me back that information. That was the only tests that we did. We didn't do math tests or anything like that. In the book, we skip it because I don't want to give them any pressure or anxiety of performance. But spelling, yes, that was a challenge. Get it done. This end of this week, we're going to get or milkshakers, so whatever, if they did well on it. I didn't really focus on testing per se until they got into high school, when I knew that maybe we should think about getting prepared for that kind of thought process, as they may have to have that in college for SAT. But by that time, they had such a good foundation of just learning with no pressure and no anxiety. It wasn't a problem when we got to high school. It wasn't a problem. It was just like, oh, okay, you want me to get this information? And so we just started very slowly, civics, like the big test they had was it last year? They did a civics. I required all of them to take the naturalization tests, learn all the things, 100 and something questions on the naturalization tests. And I wanted them to get 100%, know all the things. So every day they learned a few of the questions, 4 here each day. And at the end of whenever they said, I'm ready for the test, Mom, then I gave it to them. We asked random questions out of that 100 questions, and they got them right. So that's how my family does it. Anyone does it differently and they want to share? We got a few more minutes. When it comes to testing, there's no right or wrong. It's just how you want to do it. I'm new, just 2.5 months in with a first grader, and I'm struggling a little. It seems like it should be easy. Well, it should be easy, but everyone's life is different and everyone's child is different, and the resources that we're using are different. So, but Renee, if you would like to get on the phone and let's chat it out and see what's going on, it's fine. The main things that I know families make homeschooling not easy is when we have long school days, number one. Number two, trying to do all the subjects in one day. That makes it a little bit of a struggle. And we're trying to start the school day very early in the morning. Why start school at 7:30? You don't have to, but if you do and it works, great. But those are some trying to create public school in your home. You know, have fun. First grader, man, create a tent and let's have school under the tent. You know, let's go outside. Let's go to the library. First grade, it should be very, very fun. It literally should only be about an hour and 45 minutes of schooling, and then that's it. My suggestion, you can, you know, do as you like because you're the home educator, but first grade, yeah, let's figure out how we can make it just fun and lightweight. So please
I
set
like
up a time to
the
talk to them.
holidays.
Go ahead. Go
Sorry,
ahead, Brittany.
I was gonna say, I like to incorporate like the holidays, the fall theme, and anything that we're doing just to make it more fun, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've done a lot of the outside stuff and done some of our stuff outside just because it feels nice outside, but they tend to enjoy it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone says use a learning basket for the 3-year-old. A lot of motor skills and sensory types. Yes, toys, absolutely. That's what Nefertari suggested. For my 3-year-old at that time, well, he was 2 and 3, my baby Benjamin. I had busy bags. Those are fun. If you want to know about busy bags, those are great to create. So yeah, Renee says 7:30. Wow. No, I don't think you should start school at 7:30, but if you do, that may be stressing. And 4 hours is a long day for an hour, I mean, for a first grader, my opinion. Okay. Again, and my suggestion, and this is just a rule of thumb from homeschooling 28 years, 8 children. This is a rule of thumb, just a suggestion, is that starting at kindergarten, your school day should be an hour and a half of academic focused studies. How many subjects can you get done in an hour and a half? It really depends on your child and you. Maybe that day it's only going to be 2 subjects because they kept saying the letter E as an F. Guess what I'm getting it. Anybody have kids like that? Like I told you 50 times, that's an F. Let's come back. What is that? And they say it's a Z. You know, you ever had kids like that? My kids did that to me, my son. I was like, what? So, you know, then we have to just skip over that. So it could be 2 subjects, or maybe it's 3 subjects that you do in that hour and a half. Subjects, meaning focus, sitting down still and doing something. And then the rest of the time should be just fun time. What do you want to do? Art, PE, whatever you're going to do for the rest of the day. But 4 hours is a long time. That's high school level school time. Okay, not for first grader. Just a suggestion. Brittany says we love sensory boxes. Oh, skipped away. Brittany says we love sensory boxes. They are on sale on Amazon. Yes, you can do that. You can create. I can tell you how to do busy bags. It's super fun. You're right. 4 hours long. I thinking I'm getting on his nerves. It's possible. I don't know, Renee. Shantae says me. I don't know what that means, Shantae. Me. You making me feel better. Oh, great, Shantae. Same.
The
Awesome.
child that says the wrong letter all the time. It's like, that's not what we just went over.
Oh, my son. And it's so funny. And I'll tell you this and then anything else. Yes, Lisa, help me, please. You know, yes. The other thing is, again, get in the Discord group. Some of you newbies, get into the Discord group and ask a veteran to mentor you. Let you pick their brain. Let them look at your school day. Let them hear what you're doing. Do it. I did this when I was like 3rd year into the association. I had homeschool mentors set up. My parents who have been schooling for years, and they felt I've learned well enough. I want to share with some others, and I paired them together with a young family. And then they just, you know, was a mentor. I would love to do that, but I can't head that up. I have too many moving parts, but please create something like that. Get into Discord. Okay. I was about to say something, then I forgot that quick. Okay. Anybody else? Anything else? Let's see if I can remember what I was going to say. I don't know. It's not coming to me. Okay. If nothing else, then we'll be done. The newsletter comes out at the beginning of every month. And so next month I have the date and time for our next meeting. And so thank you all for coming. At any time you need anything, send me a message, email or text, day or night. I have parents who text me at 9 at the night. Sometimes I will answer, most of the times I do, unless I can't. Okay. All right. Otherwise, have an awesome rest of your day and happy homeschooling. Make it the best. Okay. Great, Brittany. I'm glad you feel better. Awesome. All right. The recording will be coming out in just a little bit. Let me log it onto YouTube and then I'll send it out. Bye. Adios.